Getting back, don't look back, and I love you. You're dirty and sweet, oh yeah. When you're slim and you're weak, you got the teeth of the Hydra upon you. You're dirty, sweet, and you're my girl. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on.
People just never forget in a really strong way. They absolutely love him and they can't forget that. Everything about him, perhaps, you know, they still dress like him or do their hair like he did.
It's a black spot. You know, it's a horrible feeling to be there, to think that Mark never went any further than that tree. I don't like it. I find it quite upsetting.
So that came out on the day when he died for what, to attract people, obviously, for the people to buy the Standard. And we sell this £50 now.
I wouldn't be playing guitar if it wasn't for Mark. I learned to play guitar when I was 14 years old.
I think his death really focused my own personal feelings about him as a musician and as an artist. And I didn't want to sort of let it go just because he died. Obviously, his death was devastating.
There's quite a lot of stuff in here that I've collected over the years. It's the old original fan club newsletters there. Scarf that I carried at the first T-Rex concert.
This is from Jackie magazine, which is a girls' magazine with stories about love and boyfriends and spots and periods in. And they really got hold of Mark in the early 70s and publicised him very widely to the teenage audience. And so here, I think this was 1972, they created the Mark Bolan story in cartoons. It makes pop stardom accessible to 12-year-old girls, basically.
Well, it started in my teenage years. I just liked T-Rex and I liked everything that Mark did, really, all his albums and everything. And it was a big part of my life, part of growing up. So it's just remained with me, really.
Something that's always stuck in my mind. He said, "My name will live on. I'm a lifestyle," and I think that's true. I think that's what has actually happened. But you know, he's always pretty proud of himself. But you know, he had every right to be.
So for the end risky.
I think that's
I put it in.
Mark it on there, exactly right, exactly how I want it. And cue the music. What you're listening to is a song called Baby Factory. To the uninitiated, it sounds pure T-Rex. It is in fact T-Rextasy, signed to Madman Records. And here I am, the doctor, managing director, runner, whatever you want, T-Boy at Madman Records. Well, I think what you've got to bear in mind is really he's as much a historian as he is a pop singer. His look is so like Bolan's. His sound and the way he plays guitar, I think in terms of copycat bands, if you like, I'm not going to use that word again in this interview, I think he is the guy who looks most and carries it off on stage better than any of them. You know, he is Mark Bolan.
If it wasn't me that was doing it. If I didn't have the idea for T-Rextasy and out of the blue someone else did it, I would say, oh, you know, what right have they got to play Mark's music and try to recreate what T-Rex had? And I would think I would feel a bit strange. I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't get recognised in the store. I'm not a superstar or anything. I mean, I just do what I do because I love doing it. The fact that it's become a business is not my fault, and I don't think people should blame me just because I can't help it if the band's becoming successful. You know, I like it. I like the fact that I've achieved something.
This is Mark Bolan clothes.
I've tried them all on because they all really fit. They fit, luckily, and even the trousers, they fit me like a glove, don't they? Because I'm the same height and everything. But I'd never wear them out or in concert because they're worth a small fortune, and if I would never forgive myself if I ripped them, sort of bent down, and that would be the end. Karen never forgive me either.
No. Yes, these ones. These are the metal grooves from Top the Pops.
17 years ago today, a man called Mark Feld died in a car crash in Barnes. But to his fans, he's better known by his stage name, Mark Bolan, lead singer of the pop group T-Rex. Each year on this day, some of those fans still come together to remember him.
His contemporaries are spending the 90s reliving the 70s in Butlins camps around the country. But Mark Bolan managed to achieve rock and roll immortality by dying young. On September the 16th, 1977, he died when his car hit a tree on Barnes Common shortly before his 30th birthday. He has a place in the Garden of Remembrance at Golders Green Crematorium, along with his parents. The trouble is, loyal fans kept removing the small plaque. So this year, for the first time, a more permanent reminder has been put up out of reach of overzealous followers.
I think Mark's music is timeless. It'll go on forever. You listen to albums that Tony Visconti produced, for instance, Mark's producer. They are still fresh today. When you hear them today, they could have been released today. And I think that's what makes Mark's music so special.
I'm just a gist for your life.
It was such an appealing persona, really. It was vulnerable, it was hard, you could read anything into the persona he created in many respects. And there was always an element of mystery there. Was he, a manipulator? Was he this deep, sensitive artist, come poet? He ran the whole gamut, pop, rock values, all in the balance. There was a lot of tension about what made Bolan so good.
This photo was taken in July 1977 outside Mark's offices at 69 New Bond Street. We'd been waiting for him outside the office for a while, and then we saw him coming down the street. At the time he was wearing a lovely big hat and shades. He looked like a real rock star as he came down the road. And he's actually signing my Warlock of Love poetry book there. I'll show you what he wrote inside it. It's one of my prized possessions, that, I must say, yeah.
In 75, 6 and 7, I went to every gig, every single one. There was a group of us, and he got to know our names. He used to expect to see us there. This was me at the time, I was 17, and this was my friend Mary. We spent about half an hour that morning talking about Mark. He's actually holding a Valentine's card that I gave to him. Silly things I used to do. Towards the end, I felt like he got to know us. He used to come up and say, "Hello, Karen," which was really nice for me. Someone I had on my wall, and then he used to remember who I was and everything. That's all I ever wanted at the time. It was really good.
Hi. How you doing?
Thank you.
Film show's at 10. Hi. Nice to see you. Look very glamorous tonight. Here you go. Dance floor's downstairs.
Thanks. Right, is that it?
his music is unique. There's nobody else quite like him. I mean, you look at the music scene nowadays, it's absolute crap. It's basically, you know, it's just shit. It's repetitive, it's boring, they can't play music, they can't sing. It's just like really sad. I mean, I wish that I was older because then I could have gone to see him in concert and everything, you know? But unfortunately I'm too young. Because I was born in 1970, you see.
I don't find it strange. I mean, I've always, you know, I can't change the way I look, but I do play to it, you know, because, yeah, I like people to think, hey, you know, that person looks a bit like Mark Bolan, you know.
Hope you enjoyed it. Just remember, keep a little mark in your heart and watch the St. Mark Time, St. Mark channel.
You want to step this way?
Yeah, sure. Either way.
Go in through out the back.
Well, we always knew that there was a vast amount of material, and we've had a lot of people come forward and say, well, Mark was in my house once and he did a song in the bedroom and here's the tape. So we're not having a problem finding material. The problem is kind of where do you stop, because there's so much of it, which is why we brought in people like Mark and Martin, who are kind of experts and diehard fans on the subject.
Today I'm driving down to Southsea to see Harry Feld, Mark's brother, who's become a good friend of ours over the last few years. We're going down specifically today to listen to some more of his tapes that he has, that Mark left with his parents in the 70s. The idea being that Demon Records has a fairly ambitious plan to release previously unreleased recordings of Mark's. It's very exciting to think that I have the opportunity to hear these songs that haven't been played since Mark recorded them.
Hey!
Hi, Martin.
Good to see you.
How's it going? Good to see you.
Come on in. Right down. If Noel hasn't sent it down, might have his.
Indeed, yeah, I have got it. So that's...
Seems a kid at the moment.
I'd say it's 75 into 76. It's difficult to tell just from this though. But it's a home recording, so chances are it's about then. Could even be 77. He's got echo on his voice, so it's even more difficult to tell.
White girl, long with sweet city, angel child. But I know her sweet smile. She's good. I know she's good. She's black, but she's good. She's good. She's black, but she's good.
there really is a whole book again about what happened to Mark Bolan after he died. I think from '77 onwards, there's so much, a lot of controversy, obviously, about where money goes, about the fact that his music ended up in the hands of fans who ran a fan club and put the records out, and that caused a lot of controversy, you know, with remixing songs. You know, a lot of people didn't like that.
This one is from Paris in 1977. That's when Mark paid for our hotel for the night. They're some of the, you know, the best days that I can think of, really. I mean, I think I'm quite lucky that I met Mark, because so many people never met Mark.
Or pretended to have met him and not. Because, I mean, Karen was there when a lot of people said, oh, yes, well, I was there. I went to every gig. And Karen, you know, she doesn't say anything because she's not that sort of person. But, you know, there was a whole group of them. One of the group would have remembered these people. And, you know, so many people lie. I mean, I don't bother lying. You know, I never met Mark. I had the opportunity, but I was too naive. I lost my chance.
Reflections look most than at all. Can't too much hating, hatred seems things different and almost cold.
Wherever we were in the world, we recorded. We was always recording. When we was on the road, gigging, we was always recording. There was never a day when we wasn't working. You know, just now and again we had a day off. But Mark had so much to do. You know. I mean, I was with him for 3 years, and I lost count of the stuff that I did with him. And even now I'm hearing stuff today that I didn't realise I was playing on.
This is a classic example of what you find on these tapes. They're at home, they're trying to figure something out, and they're just working their way, you know. Mark's got an idea, but they haven't really developed it. So that was 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The quality is quite good. I don't know. How far can you go with something like this? It's a good question, because there are other people, they've tried it with Jimi Hendrix, for example. I think every single thing he ever did has been released, and some of it is not very good, and it doesn't really represent him as the great guitarist and songwriter that he was. But again, as long as things are presented synthetically and people understand that what they're buying isn't finished product, it's songs that were never finished.
I've done, as I said to you before, I've done lots of music, different types of music in the past, but I've never enjoyed it so much as what I'm doing now. because it's stuff that I've liked since I was, that high. I mean, I'm about that high now, but it's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally doing it. It's like a dream come true for me.
The time I did see one of the cover bands, I was impressed. But, at the same time, there was this sort of necrophiliac sort of feeling. I mean, it is good because it is bringing the music to the attention of new generations. But then that's what we're doing with the reissues. We're keeping Bolan's music alive through that. But of course, there's nothing quite like seeing bands live. And if you can't see Mark Bolan, which obviously you can't now, then T-Rextasy, the band who I have seen, are obviously the next best thing. And after a few drinks, they really do sound and look like T-Rex on stage.
Certainly T-Rextasy, their success is beyond, I think, even their wildest dreams. When they started out 2 years ago in a little pub in East London, with about 50 people there, you wouldn't have thought 18 months later they'd be supporting Gary Glitter on a nationwide tour of stadiums, which is what they did.
It's him doing what Bolan did, and that was getting into a role. The sad thing is Bolan sort of invented the role for himself. He created something out of all these different things, from Marlene Dietrich to Elvis to a figure from Greek mythology. Bolan he drew from all these different sources, and John from T-Rextasy is drawing from one source, a ready-made source. It's Mark Bolan, and there really is only one Mark Bolan ultimately. So
it's promoting Mark, and more people are getting involved in Mark Bolan. People are going out and buying the records. Young people who've probably never heard of Mark before, and I think that can only be a good thing, really.
I think sometimes within the music business and the entertainment business, we take it all too seriously ourselves. And let's remember, it's only rock and roll, it's only music, it's there to be enjoyed.
I mean, I'll do it as long as people keep on coming. It doesn't matter if the whole scene fades away.
Like I said before, he was an innovator, and I think it's going to always be something that people can enjoy listening to, getting off on, and learning from. And I think it's good that they can keep his memory going through his music. Let's all just have a good time and enjoy it.
Really, really good. It was like, it's great hearing like a roar of approval from T-Rex fans. That's what's brilliant about it. It wasn't just sort of like, it wasn't just sort of like. Time for bed.